All right, entire screen. Okay, I hope everyone can hear me clearly. Someone wants to join this call? Of course. Why not? I hope everyone can hear me clearly. Yes, that's great. Um, so I don't have much agenda today. Um, I will quickly go through some of the stocks which people wanted me to review, and I will go through my own current stocks which I'm holding, and also discuss a little bit about. Um, I'll discuss a little bit about the railway stocks and what could possibly happen in coming days and weeks. Then what we'll do is quickly, I want to again discuss the squeeze entry scanner which I have, and that why I want to discuss that is probably many people don't know still how to correctly use that, and I want to start with that. Okay, so maybe I'll start with the stock names which people want to discuss, and then we'll go to. So the first one, Parul wants to discuss control print and Kaplan point. So control print and Kaplan point. Oh, so so control print is right now uh, at the edge. Okay, it's basically, see what has happened is there was a nice little uptrend, and right now it's basing. Okay, so if you just see, there is you can call this sort of a support of this ascending channel, and it's just a little bit gone on the downside, and this area is also an area where there is a huge volumes that has been exchanged. ठीक है, तो अब क्या हो सकता है, you can now call this as 1T, right? And possibly what can happen is you can have a second T sort of a consolidation, the base, and then you can, so this sort of a flat base, or you can say a rectangle, or whatever name might come into play, uh, and and the stock will set up for some time, and then probably will give you another entry here for right now. Now the way to think about this would be like, are you someone who is okay with high churn in your portfolio, and which probably means that you are a swing trader, or if you want to like hold it as long as the uptrend in a higher time frame is okay. So in a higher time frame, control print is absolutely all right. So on a weekly time frame, this is the pivot. Okay, so low, this is the low, and only when this low sort of gets broken down convincingly, then you will say that control print ceases to be in an uptrend now. Okay, but again, like if you are a swing trader, you can probably think otherwise. Okay, and those things are again completely dependent on you. If I were holding this, probably I would de-risk myself a little bit, and I would probably still hold some if it sets up and breaks out. Basically de-risk myself a little bit. Like I wouldn't be holding like definitely 10 15-20% of that. Okay, so that's there. And you can also see, like when it will break out, the relative strength will start to again outperform. And yeah, see, whenever this basing kind of stuff happens, no, the volumes tells a lot. So in this, although the volumes here was okay, then the volume when the downfall came was again less. But last 3 days the volumes were like, so today was a little bad candle, but again, in the grand scheme of things, in a higher time frame, looks okay. Then we have Kaplan Point. Kaplan Point is a stock I really like. Unfortunately, I haven't been discussing a lot of this stock with the group. somehow, but this was already in my radar when this high tide flag was forming. Okay, now let's look at it in a first in a high time frame. High time frame was what is trying to do, and you can see that it's a really nice stock, uptrend, basing, uptrend, and a bigger base, right? So always I like breakout from a bigger base, and then there are two kind of entries here. So one would be somewhere here, of course, in a long so in a daily time frame, entries would be here when this sort of an uptrend is coming. But on a weekly time frame, this would have been a DTL breakout entry, downtrending channel sort of, and you can see where the channel is. This is the channel, and then there is another breakout this week where the previous high, which was a lower high in the weekly time frame, got taken out, and now it's basically saying that hey, I have actually started the uptrend, this uptrend which took me some time to digest and form a base, and now a similar kind of move like this is possible. Okay, and now we'll go to daily and see how it looks like. So on daily also there was a very nice cute little base, this one, and one can call it a cup and handle if you like, but it's a very small base. Okay, so generally cup and handles are like bigger bases, but like it's a very nice flag, right? One, two, and then the third one is a little smaller, and then this was a candle which would have been the entry candle from the breakout. Okay, so this base breakout. Right now what it is doing is it's simply coming and retesting, because most breakouts, after most breakouts, retest follows, and yo and I believe an action, a bounce kind of a action is going to come very soon. So one can have a stop loss of somewhere here, and if you have some sort of a at least medium term view, this should be your stop loss. Yeah, and which would, I think, still give you, if your entry was correct, which would still give you very nice risk here, 5% or so. Okay, then we have Rayfix, and basically Rasa is asking what's the view on Rayfix, as he is currently 20% up, and what is the best way to proceed further. So let's look at Rayfix, REFEX. So again, Rayfix looks really nice to me, and this was a stock which we followed very closely. I couldn't make an entry for whatever reasons possible, but I believe you've made an entry somewhere here, or like in the base. That is why you are 20% up. Yep, cool. I would just hold this stock, right, because um, it looks like it still has. I mean, see, the thing is, if you want to hold a stock for gains above 50%, 60, 80%, then you need to have the stomach to see a 20, 30% move come down to 15% or so in your portfolio. Only then you would be able to ride it higher, and there's truth to this. Okay, so now then I'm not saying that this guy will now do something like this. It could be here, or even here, and with each candle and each volume pattern, the view of how good that pullback is, or how constructive that pullback is, will change. Till now it all looks good. Okay, probably it is already gave us a lower pivot here, so higher pivot would be this of the base, and lower pivot would be this, right? So these are the two areas where there is fight going on right now. Sellers came in here, buyers came in here, right? So if you are able to digest the volatility till here, and I don't think also it will base for too long, because as the base progresses towards the right side, the supply would decrease and decrease and decrease, and anyways इतना ज़्यादा supply भी नहीं है इधर, looking from the volume. So my best, if I were you, I would hold on to this. Maybe put two different kind of stop loss. So if you are thinking that hey bro, 20%, I cannot see that come down to 10 or 5, then what you can do is, I mean, I don't know your position sizing and all, but I would one way to go about it is to split your position into two, and have a stop loss which is now very near कि भाई मतलब 50% में तो I can have like 15 or 16%, and then the other one you can have like a break even kind of a stop loss, right? So that then will allow you to hold this guy for a longer period of time. All right, so the next stuff, Sandeep wants to discuss AB Capital and Quantum. Let's go. AB Capital, AB Capital. Oh, nice. Okay, let's, because this one is something I haven't followed, let's look at weekly. All right, looks like an IPO base, and so this is the O'Neill pivot. This would be Minervini cheat pivot. And then after breakout, retest, and now it is like very nicely following tight a tight sort of a channel behavior. So on daily, again this is a very constructive action. Now you can see that the uptrend would go in sort of this one. Okay, so I don't know, Sandeep, if you already have a position in it or if you are looking for a position in it. I believe that demand is going to come here. Looking at the volumes, that 3 days selling already was small as compared to the buying. Um, Again, selling is less, and selling is like getting less and less as we shift the base to the right side. Um, yeah, if you are probably going to make an entry, a pivot, the breakout pivot would be this would be an early breakout, and by that time I hope the Bollinger Bands also will, like, squeeze it and squeeze the life out of it. The 10-2 will also sort of move a little below, and that would be my entry point. That would still give you decent enough, this one risk. Next one was Quantum Pipers. Let's look at Quantum in weekly time frame. So Quantum is amazing, man. Yeah, is that it? Where is the data up? Right. So let's have a fresh perspective on this. So this is a clear uptrending stock, and you can also uh, you can also see this in a channel pattern, right? So you get multiple touches on the top, which shows that this guy is a very strong resistance, and also at this level looks like a very strong this one. um, then if you don't mind this channel now, this is an uptrend, then this is a cup, this is the small handle, very small handle, and after that a base breakout has happened. This is classic O'Neill cup and handle base breakout, and after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of pushing, someone has joined. All right. So after 5 weeks of pushing, there is again there is demand exhaustion, because demand cannot come forever and ever and ever. And right now it looks like it's basing. Okay. Let's look at the base, how good it is, and the base looks okay to me. Not that great. And now why not that great is because uh, there is huge amount of shares changing hands. Okay, so generally क्या होता है कि like अगर buying interest बहुत ज़्यादा है, right, and they have taken the price from here to wherever it is right now, when the base is happening, the base happens because the buying power is right now not strong. Okay, and then you need to see what is the selling power there. In this case, I see some selling. So either may be bada candle, bada candle, bada candle. But the good thing is that the bada candle are now getting short and short and short, and hopefully after that thing has volumes have gotten low, and then which candle comes, buying comes or further selling comes, that will depend uh, I mean the next move will then depend on that fact. Okay. So right now, this above this pivot would be a great place where you can place your entries. And also tightness भी इतना ज़्यादा नहीं है for now. Okay, again sometimes tightness doesn't matter. The non-tight stocks also will give breakout, and that is why we have this sort of a channel here. Could go on and touch, come back and क्या बोलते हैं उसको, test supply till this region, and then maybe the move will start. Okay, so that's how I would read this. Only those things are there. So after we've got that out of the way, next thing I want to discuss is okay. So next thing I want to discuss is this one. So right, so this scanner which we have, the Homma squeeze entry. This is the scanner which, if you are a swing trader, that would be the best scanner for you to use day in day out. Okay, and that will give you stocks which are breaking out on that day, right? Starting momentum on that day. So you just need to, whenever your trading time is, that is 9:15, or you want to take trades right when you are at lunch, you run that scanner during lunch, or you want to take an entry at the fag end of the day, so you run the scanner at the day. Doesn't matter, the scanner will give you stocks which are breaking out on that day. Okay, so that is how to use the scanner. So I quickly look at today's names. So these are today's names, about I think 60 names. What I'll do is I will sort it alphabetically, so that we have names which are high percentage and low percentage, everything. Okay, so now you see that Acelia Solutions is in the scanner, and it looks like, why do I have this? And this is a daily scanner. Okay, so you can see that why it is triggered is, again, why it is triggered is a different thing, but is it actually breaking out as the scanner wants you to? I want to catch the breaking stocks breaking out, right? So sort of this week was this day was the day when the DTL broke out, but again it's quartered, and then next day there was a gap up. So this was a valid entry, but again we had 1 to 3 days of sideways movement, and today again there is a the momentum is a sort of continuation of momentum of this. Okay, so again today was a nice day where you could essentially get in and also have a very tight stop loss. So stop loss would be here -4%, or below this one minus less than -10%. So so now the trigger basically here is that the Bollinger Bands got squeezed to a level कि उसके और ज़्यादा नहीं squeeze हो सकते, and then after squeeze, after contraction, what you have is expansion. So it expanded towards the upside. Why? Because precisely at that moment demand came, right? Demand नहीं आता तो नीचे चला जाता, right? So that's why it's very important for all of us market participants to realize one fact, and the fact is markets are dynamic. Okay, markets are dynamic. My view or your view, looking at price action of the market today will change on Monday. Okay, so that's why you have to keep on top of things, and that is something which probably fundamental people do not like, because they want to study something and they want to be absolutely sure of it, like and the daily fluctuations of the price should not matter for their conviction, which is not the case for us price action traders. All right. So Auto India again, so this guy broke out somewhere here, because somewhere here the stock would have been triggered, and that is probably in the morning. And so if you were running this scan in the morning and you were looking at it going this breaking out, that would have been a great entry, right? So Awadh Sugar also gave an entry, but again this is an entry which I would not have taken, because again it's already like far away from its start of the momentum. I always look at for good entries for me, there should have a base, there should have, and the base से अभी अभी निकल रहा है. Probably you can still say that bro इस ये base के उससे निकल रहा है, but again, like you know, you have a lot of different stocks which are probably better than this. So Bajaj Healthcare, again, this I will be interested in, because precisely why things are getting better in pharma, or I don't know if this is pharma or whatever, but from name it looks like pharma. And now it has also given me a good base, right? So now I'll see कि price volume action कैसा है, बढ़िया डबल बॉटम है, बॉटम वन, सेकंड बॉटम पे डिमांड आया, and now looks like supply है नहीं, तो very much the probability I will assign to Bajaj Healthcare now starting the momentum, or not starting, let's say today is the start and continuing the momentum is very high. Okay, so then this is something I would be interested in. And the good thing, or the advantage of getting in here, is you can size it on day one, and you know, have a big size, right? So -6.5 SL के साथ आप बड़ा size लगा सकते हो and still have your risk below 1%. Okay, so that is basically the scanner, how to use it. So देखो BEML क्या बढ़िया breakout पकड़ा इसने, right? This is a very nice base, and then the breakout came with volumes, you know. So these are the names which I would have gotten in. So I'll stop here, and the essence what I wanted to show you is like how to use the scanner, and what else? How to use the scanner, and something else as well. So another thing I wanted to tell you is, see, the pulse of the market. Okay, the pulse of the market कि bro पैसा कहाँ से कहाँ जा रहा है, what is happening, where the paisa is moving, is can be gained from looking at the names which are breaking out every day, right? So for example, like if yesterday you would have if you would have uh, uh, run the scanner yesterday, you would have known that a lot of railway stocks started to move yesterday. Maybe even today, a lot of names would have, see, for example, RVNL, you got IRFC, also IAJ, Para Cables. So cables name from couple of days has been doing well. So today a lot of sugar names. So the pulse of the market, if you want to gauge as a swing trader, not like a positional कि भाई 6 महीने में कहाँ पैसा move हो रहा है या 3 महीने में, like this week or the next week, you know, this is an excellent scanner that will give you the pulse of the market. Now if you want to do the same thing in a little longer time frame, then what all you need to do is you need to have the same scanner in a weekly time frame, right? So in the weekly time frame you will get, acha ye week mein like a lot of railway names came, and then you know, a lot of banks, this and that. So that's all I had with this scanner. What I would urge people to do is, if you guys have questions, then you can, if you have questions on something which I am already discussing, you can interrupt me and shoot the questions. Okay. All right. Next up, I will discuss my my trade list, and I have about 9 or 10 stocks probably right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, not this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so I have like my quota, and there is a WSI which is like stuck in something, I don't know. So, so this is a stock which we have been as a group following really nicely. At least I am following this guy very well, and the reason why is very clear, right? So if you see on a weekly time frame, this guy is, yeah, so this guy has broken out already from the O'Neill O'Neill pivot. तो ओनिल पिवट किधर आएगा इसका, इधर आएगा अराउंड, राइट? सो तो ये हो गया. लाइक जनरली व्हाट हैपेंस, अ बिग बेस हैपेंस, एंड दैट इज द कप. ओके, कप का अगर हैंडल नहीं मिला तो उसको क्या बोलते हैं लोग, सॉसर बोलेंगे, राइट? नाउ व्हाट इफ आई से ब्रो दिस इज द हैंडल, बट द हैंडल इज ऑलरेडी स्लोपिंग अप. नाउ when does anything slopes up rather than slopes down? When there is a lot of buying pressure and a very less selling pressure. And in weekly you will appreciate what I'm trying to tell you. In Newland Laboratories, when I say that there is very less selling pressure, bhai dekho idhar these are the 3 weeks which was down. See how many people sold? No one. Absolutely no one. Now you see last 2 weeks with of the last 3 weeks, you see the buying pressure. मतलब छुपाए नहीं छुप रहा है, right? So that is what I would say. So now the cup, the handle, which is already sloping up, gives the impression that it's a saucer breakout, and yeah, it's a saucer breakout, like a different cup and handle, and then the consolidation after this breakout itself has a very high, um, बहुत ज़्यादा, मतलब बहुत ही ज़्यादा, and in here this sort of a classic VCP action is what you all require in life. So I mean, there were I think these places were also, we could have bought, but again, this is a very small swing. Even here it could have been small swing, but now this is my style, right? By now you guys a little bit know my style. So I like to anticipate at prop not second T but third T का base मेरे को मिल गया तो नहीं छोड़ेगा उसको. So, and since I already love this stock, I entered on this day. Then I entered on this day exactly when this guy was breaking out. I think 3020 something I got. And today I was watching this because I had some time today, and I was sitting on my desk the whole day. I also I was continuously updating that when this guy was here, that this breakout looks likely now, because see 5 minutes may already the volume started to come here, and this is what happens, right? The volumes will have to come before the breakout happens. And when this was here, I started to write a tweet about my newsletter, and when I finished, it was here. uh, Fortunately, I got in the third buy at about 3305 here, and this is a very nice pullback. The volumes will probably come and now take it away. Now the way to manage this would be, again, see, the risk management is very personal. Okay, you will not like my risk management style, and I will probably not like yours. So if you want to manage risk very tightly, let's say if you are very बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा घुसा दिया है, तो this could be a good pivot below which you put your stop loss, or this, so there's a various ways you can put your stop loss. Or if you want to see a mechanical stop loss, you say that 10.3 के नीचे 30 मिनट वाले में ट्रेल करेंगे. So 10.3 would be here, and 1% or 0.5% below this goes your stop loss. Okay, so I am very happy with how I have managed this trade, and I have also expressed that happiness quite frequently, and I really hope, I not just hope, I sort of, yeah, I manifest that this guy is going places. Next up, Tanla Industries. What, like, uh, this is another stock where I am very happy with the way I executed the trade, right? So my entry, as you guys know, was on this day. This was again, if you had run that scanner on this day, the BBW breakout, you would have caught it, and so I probably caught it at 10867, and then the next day when this sort of gap up happened, you see there is a gap up here. Okay, so this was the close and this was the open, so there is a gap up of at least 1%, I believe. So which means a 2% का gap up, right? So this is strong start, which means that although ये वाला आया कि ऊपर से थोड़ा selling force आया, overnight people still bought it, right? And because of that only this gap up happened, which means that a sentiment भाई bullish है, ठीक है? And then I again bought here, so 10%, 10%. And then today I again bought some here, but I actually sold it intraday because I don't want to fatten up the position so easily, or at least like I don't have so much of cushion right now. I mean, so much in the sense like I'm still like some good percent up in this stock because of today's move, but I did not want to make more than 20% allocation in one stock so early. So maybe ये यहाँ पे जाके around 50 में it again bases nicely, then that would be a great place to add and size the position up. But I thought like, okay, and I also wanted to keep my funds for the Trimurtis, and that is why I sort of like ठीक है sold. But I actually caught nearly 6, 7 or 8% move today intraday. Okay, um, so This was where I caught it exactly here when this guy was breaking out. And again, you can see that the BBW squeeze strategy works in all time frame. Why? Because markets are fractal. Okay, and so this was after an uptrend. This was a huge this one consolidation breakout happened, sold it somewhere here or here, I don't remember. uh, so this is a good trade I am in right now, and I'm really happy with this. This sort of helped me a little bit mentally to hold stocks in results. Last few stocks which I held into results did not, like Apar Industries was a very bad experience. Okay, so that's why also it's a very nice thing. IRFC is another one where I have 20% size, and I sized it up yesterday, uh, and I also informed everyone in the group of this, and see what it did today. Like, this is amazing. Like, um, this is the best thing which can happen to you, your confidence as a trader, especially in a bull market, that you size it up and that position works for you instantly. This is what this is what will do a lot of benefit to your confidence. All right. And again, this I will not discuss this because I have discussed this in yesterday's video, what and where this could go. I was probably thinking that this will probably take some time, but again, such is the demand of the railway stocks right now. And yesterday also was a very nice this one for me to risk it. I will still my stop loss would be still here, because even if it does like this, of course I'll feel bad, but I will try to stick with this guy. Railtail is okay, right? So this is what I wanted to discuss, right? So Railtail had an amazing day today again. So if you see in weekly, that breakout which we were talking about, guys, that breakout finally arrived today, right? Look at this. I mean, we have been quoting this stock from when this guy was here. If you go back to the messages, it was here, and we already were anticipating this, and look how it came. I mean, this will sort of this should add to your confidence, that you're slowly able to sort of predict the kind of moves, because patterns will repeat. Okay, this is not that, like, so patterns repeat and this happens, right? So now, interesting thing is it has hit the top of the channel. This is a very nascent channel, but although it's a strong channel. Why? Because it has multiple touch points, one, two, three, four, five support touch points, right? So then, because it's now probably a stronger resistance, uh, 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 something like this can come. Okay, something like this can come. Now, why it is so important to uh, play out in your head the all the possibilities a stock can do, is because already playing out that possibility will help you not make rash decisions. Okay, so for example, let's say on Monday it is doing something like this. Have you already played this out in your head? Then you will know कि ठीक है भाई, मतलब ये तो मतलब हो ही सकता है, right? Because see, there is a channel, and this is also a previous this is also a resistance, so breakout के बाद एक retest आना स्वाभाविक है, all of those things. But had you not played this in your head, then you'd be like, अरे, like, 6-7% up था मेरा, अभी nil हो गया, this that, so all those kinds. So basically, it's what we are trying to do here right now is be prepared for all different kinds of possibilities. Of course, ये भी एक possibility है, why not, right? And when that candle comes, then you will have to recalibrate your strategy stuff, and where you entered, where your risks are. So our entry, or my entry, was here, 11%. I want to size it up, and I will size it up only when this guy comes back here, or gives me a tight area from where I can manage risk, so that my this position and the new position stop loss would be smaller, and my overall risk to the portfolio still remains the same, but my um, yeah, my size now fattens up, right? Tips Industries is again another position I took here, and this was a peak anticipation because I saw volumes coming in. and because I liked the selling in the base, which told me that many people, I mean, this is a very good consolidation, and इस consolidation में accumulation ज़्यादा हुआ है, तो I entered here, and then as soon as you enter, you are in profit, right? So then that helps mentality, you know, like even yesterday when things went haywire in the US market, we already knew that आज निफ्टी में इधर उधर हो सकता है, Indian markets could go haywire, but because my positions most of it were in green and not just 1 2% like 3 4 10 15%, then that gives you such a mental stability, you know, and that's very precious. So tips is something which I am holding, and it's also big size, I think 20% or so. NRR bearings, so this is an underrated trade, gone under the radar, but this was a peak execution. Again, you can see that my day of the entry was this was again the same kind of squeeze, and then a breakout of the squeeze, which showed you that hey, today is the first day of the momentum burst, and then the momentum burst has continued. And if you can see in like a 30-minute time frame, this is a peak channel. Like I don't have any business doing anything to this stock unless it breaks below or breaks out, you know. I have no business. Like every day I just see अच्छा बंदा ACR के अंदर है, and I just let it be, you know. So knowing the structures of a stock, knowing the patterns which a stock in stage 2, stage 1, stage 3, stage 4 will go and does go, and this only comes by looking at thousands of chart, you then have like different kind of confidence in what a stock is going to do. Okay, um, right. Phoenix Limited, this guy, man, this guy was so I entered here. I almost bought it at the top, uh, and that's a skill, man. Buying something at the top is a skill, right? But again, because I size it up also, and then this was a very normal action. One, two, three. Is it fourth day? Tak I would have sold it, but I did not. Why? Because I believed in the volumes. I believed in the volumes. I believed in what the chart was trying to tell me. It was trying to tell me that hey, there were sellers. The sellers are getting exhausted, and then this was redemption, little green volumes, and then there was a shakeout, and then today's candle is not great but not bad, right? So now sideways movement or or a reversal is on the cards. So that's Phoenix. This guy has been so disappointing for me. I can't tell you how much. Really disappointing. Okay, so this was the day when that some 9 lakh or something meter ka wo aaya, and then shot up 20%. I at this point of time was up by 30% or so in the whole this one. So this is probably around 10% of my portfolio, and like was really happy, and then like acha ye aaya, then I was like okay theek hai, this is some kind of shakeout, they want to have more of the shares, and so they're like shake out ही हो रहा है भाई साहब. um, Now I think it is going to probably reverse. Max it will go probably to this level, because this is a level where previously a lot of shares exchange hands. So this should provide a very good support to this. If not, you know, I I will still, so right now I am about 8% up in this. So I still have like an 8% cushion for this guy. But because this is a smart meter theme, and this guy is just starting the stage 2, probably it still hasn't, but if this guy does this, and so this will be a very nascent stage 2 stock, which means that if this guy goes up, then there's a very high chances of very high reward. That is the only reason I'm holding on to this, or else I have so much of better opportunities than this guy. I would have already sold this. Okay, so that's what's going on with GMR Power and Urban Infrastructure Limited. Saxoff is doing okay, hasn't played out according to the way I visualized, but again it's probably uh, uh, spending some time here, uh, getting rid of some weak hands, still near my buy price, around or near my buy price. So there is nothing much to, you know, so I mean, even if this guy goes below this level, I wouldn't be losing much, but hopefully this, again, like it's just hope at this point. So Map My India is the last stock I'm holding. This is a brilliant stock. I mean, like, this is oh my god stock, like oh my god level chart. This is right. So you know that this is the double bottom breakout ke baad. So the day I entered is this. Again, you can see why this is the day I entered. This was the day when the base breakout happened. This nice little 1T 2T happened, and then the mistake I did was uh, I sized it like really peanuts, man. Probably 2-3% or like that, right? And so I want to size this up to at least 10% or so when this guy breaks out of this flag. If you go in 30 minutes, then you will better appreciate the kind of basing is happening here, and this is peak. Like this is amazing, you know. So this is how constructive stocks look like. Uptrend bases, in the base it's quite clear who is winning. Accumulators are winning or distributors are winning. In here it's quite clear, distributors sitting at this point, accumulators accumulating at higher levels after every contraction, right? So at some point of time, one guy has to give up. Sellers will probably get rid of all his shares. उसके बाद क्या होगा? उसके बाद demand थोड़ा सा आएगा and then he'll take it out. So I'm thinking of putting a GTT above this level whenever that comes, and we'll probably size it up. Okay, so that is my portfolio for now. We still have some minutes, and I would like to now open the session up for questions, and you know, you can talk about anything. Questions, folks? Yes, yes. Mumbai local fully crowded. ICIL can be similar setup. Your view on Capital Trust, your holding stocks. Anil, this is done. Supreme. Okay, so I will. Kunal, you want me to look at ICIL?
Yeah, it was similar setup that the first one what we discussed.
Okay, let's see. ICIL. Yeah, so this is a high tide flag actually. This is a high tide flag, and I actually like this stock. Right. You see, this is a high tide flag, right? So this is the flag pole. It's almost 100% from the, yeah. And then the mast of the flag is sloping up. And what does that mean? That means that it's very strong, you know. Accumulation में ही मतलब इसको उड़ा के ले जा रहा है. So the main breakout will happen above this, but since it's already one second, third, and this is the fourth sort of a contraction, one could make an anticipation entry whenever this guy is showing you that hey, I am ready to take off now. Even so, therefore, even before this breakout happens, like how we did with Newland Labs, right?
Yeah.
This was the third one, and the third one was not. It started to reverse even before. I mean, like around the same level, you know. So that kind of a thing could be done in ICIL. Not right now, because right now we still don't know if the demand is going to come. Supply still looks a little bit strong from the candle, from the individual candles. Why I say that is, see, यहाँ पे it tried to do that, but it was again slapped down. And so, like anytime a bullish candle appears, that could be the first entry. You know, will give you a very small risk. And why those kind of entries are probably one should think about it is because when the actual base breakout happens here, no, then you will have your total risk very less. Okay, so yeah. Vivek says your view on Capital Trust. Capital Trust Limited. Let's look at. Okay, it looks like a very thinly traded stock. Weekly volumes are 168,000. Yeah, so Vivek, this looks like a stock which is still in a stage one base. Okay, now now if you want to read what's happening in the base, so this is a strong demand zone. 2019 से स्टॉक को यहाँ पे एक्यूमुलेट किया जा रहा है. I mean, not the same guy is accumulating for sure. Uh, and so the demand zone is rising in a long term. Supply zone is also shrinking below. Okay, so one way to look at it is again, just like how we anticipated in Newland and ICIL, that this could be the one, two, and third, like, and also another thing I want to tell you is that the best stocks break out around one third of the triangles. ठीक है, तो अब देखते हैं कि ये बंदा इस ट्राइंगल का वन थर्ड कहाँ पे है. Are you guys following what I'm doing?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the apex of this symmetrical triangle. Okay, so now the length of this one would be 3255 days or 463 bars, right? So one third of this would be 154. 154 bar is 154 into 3 कितना होता है? 154, 150 तो 308. So right around here would be a breakout in general. Okay, in general triangles break out at around one third, and those breakouts are क्या बोलते हैं, constructive है, ठीक है. So now if you were to visualize if that happening, let's draw some random lines, right? So this is a possibility. Okay, this is just a possibility right now. Now if that is the case, then how much do I have, you know 44% on top, right? So ठीक है, is 45% playable for you? That's a question which you can only answer by looking at the risk involved. Okay, so now we go to the daily time frame. So daily time frame today is a very bullish candle, very bullish candle. But again, the thing is, because it's such a thinly traded stock, you don't know, matlab, the volatility itself is really high, right? So now let's say if you enter, let's say tomorrow or whenever, for a 44%, how much risk would you get? So the risk, like anywhere, if you have a stop loss anywhere above 72, uh, that is that has a very high chance of getting triggered by the inherent volatility of the stock. ठीक है, तो आप देख लो, अब 1:2 आ रहा है रिस्क टू रिवॉर्ड, एंड इफ दिस इज समथिंग विच यूड लाइक टू प्ले, you can be my guest, right? I wouldn't play it.
Okay.
Yeah, does it make sense?
It was today upper circuit 20%.
Yeah, so that doesn't matter, no. Upper circuit, so this is an upper circuit, that's fine. What's your question here?
It would be a great entry after this candle.
After this candle, yeah. So what I was trying to say is, then when you see how much risk you have on the this one, so where would you put your stop loss? 85, 87, 88.
No, below the today's candle only we have to put.
Yeah, so that is like 20% of your risk, right? So then how much of your portfolio will you put here?
Okay. Only starting at the stage.
Yeah, so like
Two
what percent?
percentage.
What percent?
2%.
2%. Okay, so let's say 2% if you add here and you have a 20% of 2% stop loss, then of course then your size to risk or to the portfolio would be very low. But 2% stock, if it gives you 40, let's say 50%, how much will your portfolio move? It would just be peanuts, right? So 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 2%, 50 would be around 1%, right? So Yeah, so those are the kind of so those are the kind of trade statistics you have to consider, right? So I have a very small account, but just to give you an example, Tanla Industries, Tanla has 20% of size for me, and 15% move in Tanla in this has moved my portfolio to 3%, right? So the swing trading is just numbers game like this. How what's your risk? What's your risk? How much you are gonna get for that risk if the trade works for you, and to double your account, how many such trades do you need to take, right? So you need to have that figure out, and then you need to all of your trades you should do like that. You Because then you will have uniformity, and you will also gain more and more expertise in taking those kind of trades. You if you have 10 positions, like let's say 2 3 positions are just 1 to 2%, and the other position is like 30% of your portfolio, and that guy falls 10%, it's very difficult to uh, move your portfolio in a consistent manner with those kind of discrepancies. All right, Vivek says Supreme Petrochemicals. Let's check Supreme Petrochemicals. Ayo, this is Supreme Industries. Subpetro, Subpetro. This one. So Supreme Petrochemicals again. Yeah. So this is a very nice stock. Very nice stock. Very nice stock. Huge uptrend.
I
106.
found a single T formation. Is it correct?
Yeah, so this is a flat base. This was a flat base or is a flat base, and there is just one T. Hmm? Maybe you can do it like this. So there were three contractions, but the contractions were of the similar nature except for the last one, which didn't contract till the base, and then this base breakout happened, went up, and now it's sort of retesting. I would like to call this a retest because volumes when this happened, volumes are actually lower than what. But again, you can see that it's like it's little absurd to give back 24%, right? So when you are 24% above the base breakout, then you should probably take your stop loss to a meaningful level. But again, if you didn't do that, thinking that hey, I'm a long-term guy or a positional guy, still makes sense, and this could possibly be some place where you could add more. Hmm? But again, these are the stocks which it's very difficult for us to manage because of the UCLC thingy. Demand supply is so whacked just because the total number of stocks uh, that gets exchanged is very less, and so it's easily manipulatable, right? I wouldn't go more than 5% of my capital right now, and so yeah. So this is sort of a retest now. Okay, guys, any other questions which you would like to discuss?
SPL will be one more question, bro. SPL around 400 rupees it will be
No,
there.
so Vivek, what's your question? Like, I can go through and give you charts later, but like, what is the question? Like, for example, Supreme Petro, you told me. What would be your question here? What's the doubt? Like, what do you want me to, go to a deeper level?
For a swing trade, we can hold after a 20% correction. That would be question. You answered it.
Yeah.
So only did not answer.
So this new stock, what do you wanna know here? What's the stock?
SPL. That is
SPL.
around 400 it is.
SPL. I don't find SPL here. Is there a different name?
Let me check.
Any recommendations for Monday? There are 2000 NSE stocks. I can recommend at least 250 of them right now. So so Yeah, it's a very difficult question, sir. So what do you want to know here, Vivek?
Made an entry around 400.
Okay.
Holding this, I found a single T formation. Will it be the second T?
Will it be second T?
Will there be a second T?
There can be a second T, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was my one of the question.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
there.
I have the stop loss around first cost. So that would be great, or will it be my 150
Yeah,
percentage?
I would put a stop loss below this, no? Because see,
Mm.
there can be a lot of ways the stock can play out. Okay, I'll show you a couple of ways like this. This is one way the stock can play out. I mean, just for dramatization purposes, I'm putting this so long, but you get the idea. The second way the stock can play out is big T from big base O'Neill base pivot can go till O'Neill base pivot, in which case something like this might happen, and in which case you can then see that, hey, this ascending channel is a good channel for the stock to go in. Once this happens, if here or either there, or sometimes this pivot will not be horizontal, sometimes it's like this if it has high strength, or if it has not high strength, this pivot will come like this. Okay, and once that happens, then you can have another sort of T. Okay, and even in this T, if supply is not getting absorbed, you will have another T. So unless and until that day comes, we will never be able to say from just whatever we have now, we will never be able to say which one will play out. Okay, and of course this can also play out, and it will like sort of break down from here. From the volumes right now, this was the main distribution candle. Then we had a distribution candle here. Looks like it is most probably going to break out. Okay, and that breakout point would be above this. And if you see the Bollinger Bands, the Bollinger Band is now getting tighter and tighter, and the tightness is almost within single digits, right? So that means the setup is getting better and better. Okay, now like I said, markets are very um, uh, opposite of, what is that, forget this word, it's very yeah, it's changing, dynamic, right? So abhi, if if more sellers come, then it'll go this way. If more buyers come, it'll go that way. Yeah. Okay. Akela, if you can stay back for some time, I can have a one-to-one chat with you and sort of chat a little bit more about what are the stocks uh, you can sort for Monday. Okay, let's do that, because I can honestly suggest 250 stocks. Like 25% of the whole market right now is viable, in my opinion. Have sugar stocks bottomed? Dhampur, Balram, Triveni. Yeah, this is a good question. So let's see what's happening with sugars. PQRS. Right. So this is the makeshift sugar index which I have, and it's again Balram, and Balram is very heavy here. Balrampur. So sugar has not yet sort of broken out. But what sugar is doing is it's forming a very nice tightness. Okay, so it's basically basing. So बहुत time के बाद this is the first T, this is the second T. This whole thing can be second T, but you can see that after second T itself, it's showing signs of extreme tightness here. Tight, again tight, right? So then if I were to put a pivot, I would sort of put here and say, in for me the breakout will come only when this is taken out. Okay, but since this is like a makeshift index, not everyone will do this kind of a breakout on a single day. So this will be spaced out. Some 10% will break out today, 10% will break out tomorrow, a week back some others will, so that's where the leaders and laggards will come into play. Okay, and sometimes they are just random. ऐसा नहीं है कि things which broke out a little ahead are like bona fide leaders, ऐसा भी नहीं है. But from a couple of actions of sugar, what we can see is that the number of sugars which not did not do well are only two, and the names which did well are a lot. So naturally, what this means is that sugars had a really great day today, and then you have to see individual price actions. Why is Triveni engineering sugar? Okay, let's see at Ponni Road. Now you see Ponni Road is a stock which I already like. This, in my opinion, has been a leader because you can see that Ponni Road broke out of this huge double bottom base, bottom one, bottom two, and then there's another consolidation here. The base breakout happened, but uske baad it now came back and retested once, did not get a follow through, retested twice, and this one to like this is peak. This is really nice. Okay, and so this week action was a good action, but it will definitely have a lot of supply in this imaginary line here, and I would expect, I mean, yeah, this week would have been a great entry, like an entry which would give you a very small stop loss, and by now you know that with a very small stop loss you can size your position up, right? But another way would be like to take a small position here, and depending upon if it breaks out, there is another entry. Depending upon if it doesn't break out and come back and again retest this, there could be another entry, so you have to play as and when the price action unfolds itself. So right now it's just 1T, 2T, maybe a third T could come. Yeah, I like Ponni Road. I like Renuka as well because Renuka is a stock which is now starting to uh, uh, reverse from this kind of a. So right now it's a bottom of the base, and we know that this is a good bottom because you can see that 1, 2, 3. This 3 weeks volumes were high. Volumes. This was a good volume day, which said like इससे नीचे नहीं जाऊंगा मैं, you know. And this volume today, this bar says that hey, मेरे को और ऊपर जाना है, So charts and this individual candles tells you story about that week, and Sri Renuka madam is telling us ki okay, I am ready to go up now. So this would be a good stock. Now you can see that from the stock, individual stock itself, there are some stocks which are setting up for reversals, and there are some stocks which would be setting up for breakouts. Now both of them were good. Some for psychology purposes, sometimes people prefer the 52-week highs uh, and some people prefer the reversal ones, but it's all the same. It's just like you manage risk, size it up, get a move, get out. So looks like, again, you see, this is the point I'm trying to make. So Renuka was here trying to make a reversal. Bajaj Hindustan is like trying to make a breakout, and probably this is probably a breakout day. And the thing is, then if you if you take an entry today, where would you put a stop loss, right? You can put a stop loss here or here for sure, But then, is there a possibility that tomorrow there is a reversal candle or rejection from the top and something like this can happen? It can happen, yeah, right? So then I don't know how much probability to assign to something like this happening versus something like that happening. So then it's very difficult for me to take a position here, you know. So uh, to answer your question, have stocks bottomed? Looks like it has bottomed. Okay. Um, so this Triveni Engineering is indeed a sugar stock. Is it? Is my question?
Yeah, yes, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
wow,
it is. Yes.
nice. And it's like engineering naam sunke. This is a really nice stock, man. Like you see what's happening here. This is a previous uptrend, flag. Say another leg, and then it formed a base, and then after that it has been like forming like an extended handle or a sideways movement. If I were you, and if you like the stock, I would just urge you to put a GTT over this, let's say 0.5% above this, maybe 1% above this. So this would give you like a 317.3. That would be a pivot. उसके ऊपर चला गया माने the stock has crossed a pivotal line of a supply, and sort of for that moment demand has overcome that supply, and it's probably now has a higher probability of moving up, before that. So that is how I would play this, and looks really good actually. Let me also put this on my watch list. Okay, so you can see that once you go through a lot of stocks and you already know in your mind, because you've seen that chart somewhere, you know that this guy is ready. And so the next day on Monday, if this guy comes in my scanner, if this comes guy comes in my squeeze scanner, or then I will be very quick to act on it, right? um, so that's also Akela sir, I'm also talking to you now. um, like it will not be prudent. Yeah, anyways, I'll have a chat with you. So let's call it a day, guys. If you guys don't have any more questions, then
Hi, Prakash. Sandeep
hi
here.
Sandeep.
Prakash, I wrote the question on the chat. Thing is that if you go to APL Apollo Tips, उसका chart में on daily chart,
Fuck man. हाँ बताओ.
so
You know why I'm हाँ बताओ बताओ क्या है.
so when I looked into that, तो मुझे ऐसा लगा ये flag का breakout है,
हम्म
and I just मैंने ले लिया उसका entry.
हम्म.
Then उसके बाद next day वापस वो गिर गया.
कौन से दिन
मेरा
पे लिया
लगता
है?
है
यहाँ पे. यहाँ पे.
3 days back. हाँ, yes.
हाँ.
ये रेड कैंडल के बाजू वाला लेफ्ट वाला.
ये वाला.
हाँ, यस यस यस.
हाँ
ये मुझे ऐसा लगा कि ये अभी ब्रेकआउट है, तो प्री डिटरमाइन ले लिया मैंने.
हाँ.
फिर बाद में जब मैं इसको नेक्स्ट जब रेड कैंडल बन गया तो मेरा पूरा बैच नहीं. मैं बोला यार ये तो टी बन रहा है,
अच्छा अच्छा.
फ्लैग नहीं है.
टी बन रहा है.
तो तो ये तो टी बन रहा है. देन वापस ये ऊपर चला गया तो मैं नहीं नहीं ये बरोबर था. अभी मैं बरोबर नहीं. So how you just I mean obviously on परसेंट टू परसेंट बेसिस कि भाई बंदे को ये समझ में आए कि क्या करके. तो मेरे को ऐसे कि मैं लिया तो एंट्री बरोबर है, फिर एक बार रेड कैंडल तो फिर मेरा बायस चेंज हो जाता है. हाउ यू
हाँ.
ओवरकम दिस थिंग?
Yeah, so see, yeah, that's a great question, man. This is the kind of discussion I want to be engaged in, like honestly, because all of these things are right now fresh in my mind. Okay, I still have that kind of biases, and every day the struggle is to have a process to overcome that. Okay, that's all. And if God is willing, then maybe in 5 to 10 years of time you will have a process which is actually giving you an edge. Okay, so again, thanks for the question, right? So in here what I would do is, first, since now I have a system to say that अच्छा ये breakout हुआ कि नहीं, but breakout तो लग रहा है bro, देख 1 2 3, right? this is a very nice like one horizontal line breakout, and this is a breakout, this one.
Yes.
Now once you have taken the entry, bas gaya khatam. Now you have to decide ki, because you are now in a trade, you cannot be thinking about ki acha acha nikal jaye kya. Those, that boat has passed. Okay, now when you are taking an entry, you need to ask yourself कि ठीक है, once I want to enter, where is my stop loss. ठीक है, and even before you entered the trade, you should be like, मान के चलो कि 10% अगर ट्रेड लिया आपका पोर्टफोलियो का, और आपने ये स्टॉप लॉस रख लिया, तो इवन बिफोर यू पुट दैट मनी बाय, मान के चलो कि 0.5% ऑफ योर पोर्टफोलियो इज नॉट देयर नाउ. you
Great, great.
you meditate 5 minutes and make yourself believe कि आपके पास 0.5% ऑफ योर पोर्टफोलियो नहीं है. ठीक है, लिटरली दिस इज द वे टू गो. वंस यू मेडिटेट एंड विजुअलाइज कि भाई आपने एपीएल में लिया पोजीशन एंड आपका 0.5% ऑफ पोर्टफोलियो साफ हो गया, कुड बी टुडे, टुमारो, वीक्स फ्रॉम नाउ, then it will not matter this candle comes or that candle comes, right? So the next point where you will have to now again review the trade is, okay ठीक है, अगर momentum आया, 3-4 दिन का कैंडल बना, and वो 3-4 दिन में how much it moved, like has it moved to a place where your on an average where your trades which work will come, you know. And once that point has reached, or even before that, let's say like some problem in price action you're seeing, that is the time then you again come back to that trade and review कि अच्छा अब करना क्या है, you know. Then I would say is that okay, इतना ज़्यादा भी मेरे पास return नहीं है कि then I can sell it and move my portfolio in a significant way, like that would be like more than 1% or so. And in that case, then I will ask myself कि bro, are you now still ready to see this and shave off 0.5% of your portfolio? Then my answer would be no, because 10% देख के फिर से जाके चटक लिया, तो that is very difficult for your mindset, right? So then what I would do is I would then push my stop loss to break even. ठीक है, कि ठीक है बंदा इधर तक जाके अगर यहाँ तक आ गया, तो आई विल स्टिल बी हैप्पी इन द सेंस कि अच्छा ठीक है, ये ब्रेकआउट रीटेस्ट कर रहा है. ठीक है, so that is what I am doing in my this trade now, GMP पुई 30% जाके, अब मतलब उसको तो मैं, आई विल नॉट लेट दैट गाय हिट मी अ लॉस. ठीक है, पैसा नहीं बनाया, बट भाई मेरे से 1 रुपया नहीं ले जाएगा तू. my stop loss would be now around my break even point, right? And ठीक है, like that happens, that would just be one statistics in hundreds and thousands of trade you are going to take, and 10% जाके भी मैंने कुछ पैसा नहीं कमाया, right? So that's the next level. Then अगर ठीक है, मान लो कि 10% जाके then it is like consolidating, then the course of action would be कि अच्छा ठीक है, ये अभी breakout पे हमें लेना है, या ये consolidation कैसा बना रहा है, is it a consolidation which is constructive, or is it like ठीक है ये थोड़ा एड़ा वड़ा लग रहा है, नो. Then you can then decide कि ठीक है, इसको सेल करना है या इस पे ऐड करना है, या स्टॉप लॉस वो नया कंसोलिडेशन के नीचे लेके डालना है, राइट? समथिंग लाइक दिस.
Yes.
And फिर
Got it.
right, so again, very long question, short question, long answer, bro. You have to meditate for 2 minutes before taking that trade. ऑलरेडी नो कहाँ पे मेरा स्टॉप लॉस जाएगा, कितना परसेंट घुसूंगा तो कितना परसेंट शेव ऑफ हो जाएगा, एंड यू हैव टू जस्ट बी लाइक ओके विद इट मैन, एंड दैट विल कम, आई एम टेलिंग यू, इट्स वेरी टफ बट इट विल कम.
Okay, bro. Thank you very much.
थैंक्स फॉर द क्वेश्चन मैन. या if ठीक है, वेरी नाइस चैट having you. I